May 13th, KSI, Joe Fournier. Who's going to land the haymaker?
I think Joe. I think Joe's going to land the significant one. So I definitely know KSI is very fast. He's young. He's fresh. He's got a great team around him. Everyone at London Shoot Fighters, I know, really do believe in him. They've put him in his uncomfort zone. I've listened to a lot of what Marius had to say about him, his head coach, and KSI has actually been to my gym to train. You know, when I was training to fight Joe Fournier, KSI was actually in my gym training because Marius trained me for that fight. So I've seen KSI behind the scenes. I know what he's about. I've seen him spar. I've seen him get in the mitts, in the bag. That was a year and a half ago. I'm sure he's improved significantly since then. That version of KSI, in my opinion, wouldn't last the distance against Joe Fournier. Even though Joe Fournier is 40, even though that he's been living in Tulum and Dubai and all over the world in nightclubs, he lives quite a very clean life. So there's no real miles on the clock for Joe. But I think I've seen him spar world champions, professional world champions, and hold his own. And I think that wealth of experience over the last 10 years will be enough when that first bell rings. Once the energy of the first couple of rounds where KSI will be really hyped up, big crowd, going crazy, all eyeballs on him, knowing that Jake Paul was in a very similar situation with Tommy Fury in a fight which he lost. Very few people in that on Jake Paul's team believed that was a version of reality that could take place, but it did. I thought after that happened that maybe KSI's team would think, in actual fact, maybe we might have bitten off more than we could chew. But it didn't. They doubled down on it. They really wanted it. They wanted to prove that they could fight the real professional, a professional who's unbeaten in 9 professional boxing matches. They want to take his scalp. You have to respect it. You have to respect anybody who isn't a natural-born professional fighter, who's only come to it very, very late, who's already a multi-millionaire, doesn't have to box. He could just sit on a beach and chill for the rest of his life. But he's decided to put himself in the most uncomfortable situation, a boxing match, not against 2 non-boxers, that's one thing, but against a professional fighter who's coming to win, who's a lot bigger than you are, got a 100% knockout ratio. It's a bold move, and I'm like, respect to you, but they got it wrong. They've miscalculated this fight, and they must think Joe's older than he is or slower than he is. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining, and I'm just hoping Joe takes it seriously. He said he's going to carry on partying. I hope he isn't. I hope he's going to need to take it seriously. So when that first bell rings, he's got 6 good rounds in him to go out there and do what needs to be done to get the victory.
You're the fighter with the experience, the accolades, the world titles. For your eye, is KSI someone who, look, he has the confidence and he believes he can beat Joe, and then he can transition over into professional boxing and beat professional boxers? Is he that guy? Is he the guy that will beat Joe and beat Tommy Fury?
It's completely unknown. We will know a lot more on May 13th, that's for sure. We'll know exactly where KSI is. In my opinion right now, he's in that world, the misfits, YouTuber, other celebrity influencer realm. Yeah, he's the best of that bunch. But now we're going into the professional game. It's a different sport. The fighters that you're getting in the ring with aren't just doing it for the first time. He's been doing it for 10 years at a very high level. He was ranked in the world in the top 10 by the WBA. That's a legitimate top 10 professional boxer. A few years ago, but at some stage in his life, that's where he was. So you can't dismiss that. You cannot dismiss that experience. You can't dismiss that he's fought in the O2 Arena a few times. He's fought in front of, I remember Donald Trey. He fought me. He had an exhibition fight with myself. I went 8 rounds, didn't get knocked out there. So he's been around, he's seen it, he's done it. He's a bit of a dirty fight. He comes in with his head, elbows. He's going to give KSI stuff that he's never seen before. There's one thing KSI, I heard Alexis earlier talking about the training, sparring. I get that. That makes a lot of sense. But Joe's been in there against world champions where he's the sparring partner. Joe was the sparring partner. when KSI has his sparring sessions, KSI is the champion. He brings the sparring partners in to spar with KSI. They're there to fit him. Where Joe's been on the other end of it, where he's been the sparring partner, getting bashed up by James DeGale, legitimate world champions. And he's hung in there. He's taken his licks, he's learned, he's battle hardened. And I think Joe takes a lot of that confidence going in there against someone who isn't a professional boxer. But Joe does need to understand that the physicality of KSI is not to be ignored. He is very fast, very powerful, athletic, dedicated, so it just makes it very, very interesting.
Last one from me, David, quickly. You look in tremendous shape. Any offers come your way?
I've always got offers coming my way, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm happy on the safe side of the ropes. It's a tough game, boxing, and I'm happy bouncing around the world, having fun, enjoying life, and watching other people and assisting other people. It's been nice to assist Joe coming through his career. I remember when we sat down before he turned pro. He wanted to achieve as much as he could. We've come a very strange route around it, but if you work it out, he's earned more money in boxing than I earned up until I was a heavyweight. So all the money I earned from my first 20 fights, being an undisputed cruiserweight champion, he's earned more than that. Just doing it the way he's doing it, bouncing from different federations to different sports. Did the thing on Triller a couple of times. Here he's on Misfits, and it's nice to advise and assist boxers whom he knows he's not going to fight Bivol. He's not going to be the light heavyweight WBC, WBA champion. He's not aiming for that. He just wants the biggest possible fights to raise his profile and earn a bit of dough along the way. And he's done that, with 9 fights. I think I'm really proud of what he's done. He always kept himself in good nick. Even when our fight was announced, it was 5 weeks. We had 5 weeks. We both turned up in great shape. We both look after each other. We've been friends, so we train every day. It's just one of the things that we do as part of a healthy lifestyle is looking after yourself, because you never know what's around the corner. And here we are. This fight only got announced, a week or so ago, and he's already in shape. He's only 20 pound over the 180 pound limit. So he's a healthy human being who is always ready to take the opportunity, and here it is. And he gets a slice of the pay-per-view on this one. I assume the numbers are going to be great because people are going to. This is KSI taking his first fight, so the numbers on DAZN will be great. So it's an interesting time in boxing, where going down the amateur turn professional and going through a legitimate world title isn't the only option for people. Joe's done things very, very unorthodox, and here he is. He's still got his faculties about him. He's earned millions, and he's healthy, and he's happy, and he's getting in the ring against someone who hasn't had a professional fight yet. So there's other ways to go around this boxing.